All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the true power with General Sarasu Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to not only the Sarasu Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube, giving you nothing but black power, black divinity. I want you to subscribe immediately. I want you to become a member. The link for the membership is right down in the video description. Click that link. You'll get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasu Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website up on Teachable, uploading a lot of dynamic curriculums, powerhouse programs, certificate courses. First one up, 25 Steps to the Redemption of Definitive Black Manhood, designed by the General, strictly for the brothers. It's an amazing program. You can click that link right over there in the chat, get a preview. Also included the Brotherhood of Heru Roundtable live stream, where the brothers sit down once a week discussing very important, vital, powerful information pertinent to your growth and development. Get over there, family, preview the course, and become a brother, become a member today. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasu Seti, DVD, lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories. For every room in the house, I got something for your family. I know you're going to like it, love. Get over there, check out that catalog, get a discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm. GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, over 2,500 videos, 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love, from the General, Olmec Voyages of the Nile, when Egypt ruled the earth, Nubia, mother of ancient Egypt, from Naga to Nigga, African origins of the Hindu Kush, Black Babylon, African origins of Mesopotamia. We got Freemasonry exposed. We got hip-hop, occult, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, all the isms. We knocking them down like bowling pins. There's not another website nowhere on the planet that could compare, compete. You should become a member today. And everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon. You're popping this page on Patreon by far, over 500 exclusive live streams. We got the link right there at the top of the chat. All you have to do is just click it, boop, and get over there. Look at that fire menu, all the treasure chests and gems that we got available, gems of wisdom available for you on Patreon. Not another Patreon nowhere can even compete. Get over there, become a patron today. All the family that donated to the General, I thank you. I appreciate you. Those that would like to donate, the link is right there in the video description in the chat. Click it. I appreciate you very much. And make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasu Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. You be banned. Here we go, family. We got, after all the bombing over there in Iran, hear me out now. After all the bombing over there in Iran, they ain't found the uranium, family. They saying it's a possibility that Iran didn't move the uranium, family. That's what they saying. And so this is very, very crucial. You understand what I'm saying? It's very, very crucial, because you done struck these people. You see what I'm saying? You done struck these people. You done knocked off a lot of their leadership. They're going to be vindictive. They're going to be vindictive. They're going to, and they might try to create a dirty bomb or any goddamn thing. You don't know what they liable to do, but they got some with the, now that they done been struck, you got to, regardless to whatever the fuck, what they say the the information is, whether they, was trying to create a bomb or they wasn't trying to create a bomb. Now that you done bombed the shit out of their country, they got a reason to strike, no matter what. And so you're going to have to, at this point, you done made your own bed. Now you got to lay in it. So, I mean, at this point, you're going to have to make sure you can't just bomb no shit. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers act like, I mean, unless y'all got some, and I know the Israelis got the Mossad on the ground. I know they on the ground. because that's the only way that they could strike motherfuckers with that type of impunity. You understand what I'm saying? You know, that they had to know exactly where a lot of them was at. Now, they said one of the commanders that the Israelis claimed that they struck, he survived. That just one, though. So that's not still good. You know, it's good news for one motherfucker, but it's bad news for 20 others. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, 20, yeah, 1 out of 20 ain't bad for knocking some motherfuckers off. Saying, yeah, you know, it ain't, you know, if it ain't, you feel me? So knocking, you know, but at this time, you know, they have not located. I don't know how they gonna locate it. No way. If they ain't got no boots on the ground, how the fuck do you locate it? You can't just keep looking up at no satellites and shit. And that's what y'all said about Saddam Hussein. They say Saddam Hussein had all type of weapons of mass destruction. And they ain't went over there, ain't found a goddamn thing. Ain't found a goddamn thing. So we sick of all this. If they got the shit, where it's at. And if you're going to strike these motherfuckers, you're going to have to put boots on the ground. You're going to have to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to put boots on the ground and make sure that shit is you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to put boots on the ground. Okay? And if so, and I don't see why, you know, that they wouldn't have done it. But, you know, they said it was successful. You know, they said it was successful. And, you know, that they, I don't know the process, you know. I mean, I heard they dropped, you know, 6. I heard they dropped about 6 of them goddamn bunker busters. That's what I heard. They dropped about 6 of them bunker busters. But you know, but you got to be able to verify, you know. And so, and again, the only way, you know, now if you know a motherfucker gonna bomb your shit, you understand what I'm saying? What would make you think that they would continue to hold all of it there? You know, yeah, it's dangerous, but it still could be moved. It's dangerous, but it still could be moved. You see what I'm saying? Even if you move a little at a time. Say they didn't destroy anything, huh? Didn't destroy shit. So y'all instruct these people. Now they a wounded animal. You got a wounded animal out there. And so now they really got a reason to want some get back. You didn't bomb their country up. You didn't knocked off a lot of their leadership. So now you got to verify. The people gonna want verification because nobody gonna sit around and wait. And you don't know, you know, that they got help. They got help behind the scenes. But I don't think nobody will give them the type of capabilities to strike the United States. I don't believe they would do that. Because that would most definitely be, you understand what I'm saying? Straight up. That's real talk. Knowing that they don't have the vehicle to get that uranium up in the air, you still got to have the vehicle. You see what I'm saying? To get it, you know, on the warhead and, you know, get that missile. And I don't know if they got that kind of technology or not. You see what I'm saying? From my understanding, they don't have that kind of technology yet. But they do have the technology to make the bomb. They do have but do they have the ability to deliver the bomb is what's that question? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. And if they do have it, you see what I'm saying? Then you got to go in there at this point in time. You cannot strike them like this. You cannot damage these people. You cannot knock off, and it is what it is. You know, a lot of people gonna have, a lot of people gonna have, you know, but we don't want that shit coming over here. That's just all it is to it. You know, and so a lot of times the motherfucking, you know, the information is not correct. A lot of times it's not goddamn correct. You see? Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah, you got to get across that water. And that's gonna be hard than a motherfucker. You can't do it you can't do it in a motorboat. You see what I'm saying? You got to have the ability to hit them oceans. Yeah, you got, yeah, but I already know they don't really want no smoke now. They don't want no smoke. But you could get some vindictive ass one of them sick motherfuckers that don't give a fuck too now. They might not hit the mainland, but they'll damn, listen to me. They'll damn sure try to hit the Israelis. They will try to hit them Israelis. They don't give a fuck. If they, but they know that it'll be over for their ass. If it, at any point in time they deliver any type of nuclear weapon on any, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. They ain't gonna come back from that. It's gonna be over. Period. They just end the story. A lot of people be, they be so emotional about that shit. But I do believe, at the same time that you must, you must identify where the fuck that uranium is at. Period. You got to identify that, because if you got enriched uranium, I don't give a fuck. I mean, destroying it or whatever. Even if you bomb that shit, it should be giving off something. I mean, you got that type of shit, it still should be giving off some type of, man, that motherfucking area should be like Chernobyl or something. You know what I'm saying? If you bomb some goddamn enriched uranium, that shit should be like Chernobyl or some shit. It should be some level of radiation going off on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it should be some level of radiation going off on that. So, I mean, that shit shouldn't be hard to tell. You know what I'm saying? They should be able to fly over that shit and get some type of readings. You know what I'm saying? They should be able, and while, and doing that, that's very, you putting shit in the air when you doing that shit too. You let, you blow up some shit like that to get all that enriched uranium and shit. Enough to make bombs and shit. That, man, I don't understand that. Yeah, they ain't did shit. They ain't did shit. They ain't did a motherfucking thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust none of them. You can't trust the Israelis. You can't trust Iran or the United States government. Can't trust none of them. They might be in cahoots to do any goddamn thing. You sitting up here lying. You make people say, I wonder if these motherfuckers is in cahoots. You see what I'm saying? Because you're lying all the goddamn time. You see what I'm saying? So that causes people to conceive, how in the hell could this be? You see, people had to conceive in their own mind, how in the hell could this be? And so they got these pictures and they saying they know for sure. And if you bombed it, it should be some level of radiation coming up off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless somehow, I don't know the science to that. But if it enriched uranium, I mean, you should, you have to encase that shit, in a way, that shit could kill motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, so it's giving off some form of radiation or something. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no goddamn way, that it ain't. So they should be able to fly over there and get some type of reading or something has detonated over this spot. You understand? And that's at least, but that don't mean that all of it is there, because they already know this. The Israelis did all type of PowerPoints and shit. Netanyahu did all type of PowerPoints where he didn't pinpointed what sites and shit where they was enriching uranium. So they already knew what sites that could be possibly bombed. So if you bomb and you're going to leave all your shit there, you're going to leave all your shit in one spot. And you know that them motherfuckers is marked. You know what I'm saying? So you mean to tell me you don't believe that they could have moved something? That don't make no sense. That means you've been watching them 24 hours a day, 365. You done seen in and out, but you still with all these trucks. They got one picture where they showing goddamn a lot of trucks that was lined up to that motherfucker before they bombed. So they not for sure unless they got some type of machinery where they could tell what the fuck was on them trucks. You see what I'm saying? It got to be something where they could tell that grade of uranium is being transported. Now, if they could do that, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, there is a possibility that they could have moved it. There is a possibility that they didn't strike that shit. Because I remember when they was bombing over there I remember when they was over there bombing Iraq, and Saddam Hussein had a bunker. It was deep down. The Germans had built that bunker for Saddam Hussein. The Germans had built that bunker for Saddam Hussein, and it was one of his major bunkers. And they said, they hit that motherfucker with a bunker buster. And they said that they had destroyed that bunker. But after they went in there and put boots on the ground and they went down in the bunker, the facts came out that they did not destroy that bunker. The facts came out, and you can look that shit up. Yeah, they did. Yeah, the Germans snitched on him. Yeah, they knew. Yeah, but they probably did. Shit, you gonna get the Germans to build you some shit. But that was before. But they knew where it was. They knew exactly where it was. But they supposedly had hit it with a bunker buster, and it did not destroy that fucking bunker. It did not destroy it. That's the fact. So that don't, just because they say it was hit and say it was destroyed, that don't mean that that's true. You see what I'm saying? They probably had to hit that motherfucker 2 or 3 times to get down in there. You feel what I'm saying? You got to boom and hit it with again and boom. That second one probably most definitely get to shaking shit up though. You know what I'm saying? If they hit that motherfucker for 3, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes that first one is what loosen shit up. And that motherfucker second one bring that shit on in. You know what I'm saying? But so there's no verification that, they say they use 3. That's what I heard. They use 3. Yeah, if they use 3, shit, them motherfuckers had to be in hell. You know what I'm saying? You hit that motherfucker with 3. Them motherfuckers had to been in hell. Then if they got up out of that motherfucker, they was in hell. Them motherfuckers hit. Nah, I ain't gonna say they don't hit. But that don't mean that, they could be down in that motherfucker. Yeah, that is, yeah. You would think that it would do something. It's something, it's something that you got to do. I don't know what the process of it is. You know what I'm saying? Where you split that motherfucking, them atoms and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's something that happens and shit that causes that shit, a process. I don't know what it is. I don't know if just bombing it could cause it. I don't know if bombing it alone could make it explode on the level like a bomb. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something like, where it splits some atoms and shit. And it causes this reaction and shit. And once that motherfucking action is happening, and then they drop that motherfucker, that's what really let that motherfucker go off. But nevertheless, the uranium alone is still deadly. And so ain't no way if that shit, you blow all that shit up, it's still, goddamn, one of these motherfucking chemical companies, you know how they catch fire and shit. And just one of these chemical companies, like the one that was down there in Ohio, that shit has smoke for goddamn 2 states. You understand what I'm saying? So if them goddamn chemicals at a chemical plant could do that, you know what the fuck some uranium could do. Yeah, they hit it with 30 Tomahawk missiles too. Say it's a chain reaction. It's something that, but I thought the chain reaction is when you split the atom. You got to, it's a process of splitting or something where you split that motherfucker or you do something, but they, when they got that shit hooked up, you feel what I'm saying? So when they activate the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? It starts the process. You see what I'm saying? When they activate that motherfucker, it starts the process. You know what I'm saying? That bitch is on. You know what I'm saying? That bitch on at that point. So when you get ready to drop that motherfucker, you feel what I'm saying? When that motherfucker hit whatever it's gonna hit, you better be from up under that motherfucker. I tell you that. Because that mushroom cloud coming up quick. You feel what I'm saying? That motherfucker coming up quick. So anyway. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's something. I don't know. I just seen videos and shit in passing and shit. I'll probably go back and watch one and kind of go over the process. But I tell you what, they better get over there and find out, because at this time, y'all done struck these people. You done struck their country, and you done knocked off their leadership. So they got a reason that you want to strike back. That's for sure. Now, they know if they do that, then they're really gonna get them. You understand? That shit that they just dropped, them is firecrackers compared to some of the shit that they could drop. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know. They ain't really got no Air Force like that to stop a motherfucker. They don't have no Air Force. And and if they do, they keeping them motherfuckers hid, because they know that, you know, the United States and the Israelis got superior they got superior fighters. You see what I'm saying? Air fighters up there. So they ain't gonna bring that shit out of there to get shot down. So they're gonna keep that shit here some goddamn where. So we'll see, family. But most definitely keep your eyes on this situation. You see what I'm saying? Keep your eyes on this situation. All right, family. Get over there to Patreon, family. I'm gonna try to come back one more time for the night. We got a membership video right here on Sarah Soon Seti. We'll have a membership video on General Seti tomorrow. You know, that means I'm going all in. I'm gonna make sure I step up some extra levels for you. So if you want that, you want the cultural work on that level, come on over there and join the General. I'll see you in a minute. See you in about a couple minutes. I got another video I want to do with y'all. Hit that Patreon, hit some of them links, hit that subscribe button. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.